What's up, my friends? It's Camiel Daamen, your online Ableton certified trainer. And we're back. I'm going to record a full Ableton 12 stock project. And we're going to make the project available for you guys to download from the website. Also, when you get the full video. Here on YouTube, it's only going to be like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes, depending on how fast I get the loop together. If I have the loop and I start arranging, I will stop the YouTube video. You know, I need to make a living too. So if you like what you see, you want to buy the full version on the website, you can do so. If you buy that one, you also get the full project, so you can see it and learn from it and use the sounds that I used and try to make something else with it. You know, to see it as an inspiration. Also, if you like the way I teach or like the way I present the music production thing. I have courses, beginners courses, intermediate courses. I run a Patreon community, Lessons in Life, the Lessons in Life Dojo. So you can also join that. Costs $10 a month. We do feedback sessions, remix contests, 30-day challenges, all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we have guests. You know, I had Coulter, I had M High, among some other artists. So yeah, you know, check out what I do. If you like it, you know, you can stay on the YouTube and check the free stuff. But there's also a website where I have like sample packs, other videos, beginners courses. I'm working on the sound design course as well with analog, drift, and wavetable and more. So just stay tuned. Now we're going to make some music using only Ableton Stock, which is a cool challenge. You can do this also for yourself. You know, if you want to do something different, just use Ableton Stock, maybe use Ableton Push. You know, just try to make something just using these type of sounds, or try to make music only using one sample pack. There's so many options to conceptualize your session that you're going to do with music, which is really cool to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm starting not from one of my templates this time. You know, normally I have my templates. This time we start from the Ableton Stock. So I'm going to just stock up and just use, you know, I love to use Ableton or like the Roland stuff. The Roland stuff sounds amazing in Ableton, you know, like 808, 909, 707, 505. It's all very cool. But also other kits are really good. That's nice. Let me turn it up a bit. Also cool. Very nice. And remember, you can go to packs. I have a bunch installed as well. I have all of them because I'm a certified trainer, but there's a lot of cool stuff. Chop and Swing is nice. I believe Beat Tools is part of the normal suite. You can check those out. There's a lot of Ableton stuff that you can install. They also have packs that you can buy on the website. So you go to the Ableton website and you can buy those extra packs and just download them and then install them, and they'll be showing up in your sounds and your drums and your audio effects and your whatnot. So that's good to know. Let's build something. I thought, let's just start with a 909. I'm just going to build something from scratch using like my techniques, how I usually do it. Just using stock stuff, you know, like a good kick goes a long way, and 909 always works. You don't need, actually, to be honest, you don't really need all these fancy sample packs that we make. You know, you can just use this stuff. You can actually tune your whole kick here. Make sure you don't make it too long. I like that attack there. Cool. That will be my kick. I am going to use the colors that I always use. I think it's really important just to have sort of like a color scheme. You know, so this is going to be my kick. You have this right click. You can say assign track to colors. You know, just assign the track color to clips, which is really nice. Let's try to add some hi-hats just to make an initial beat. Then we go add a Ableton bass. That's a little bit too much. I don't like the 505. I'm going to skip for now. Let's see what the 606 has in store for us. Boom, boom. Let's see. This one is nice and smooth. I like my one hi-hat a little bit softer than the other, you know, which is really nice. Da, 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 da. A little bit of this. Let's go a little bit faster. Let's do 124. Make a nice sort of like deep housey kind of vibe. I like good deep house. Yep. All right. So we can layer that hi-hat a little bit. You know, just have it like double. And then the last one. Let's take the volumes down a little bit. This is cool. I always like to start my volumes a little bit lower, so I'm not too loud. -12 is nice. That's cool. Maybe pen one left. Get a little bit more width going on. We can look at our reverbs, our return tracks. Let's make a few new ones. Command Option T. And I usually like one short one for my drums, so I can send. I like that, you know. A little bit wide, that's nice. Size is big, perfect. That's cool. Nice, and now we have like hat, oh, hard. Cool, so we have that stuff. That's super nice. So we got one reverb here. Let's add some more reverbs, audio effects. Let's take the reverb. I always take a low cut, always. My medium verb is usually around 3 seconds, something like this. I don't like to use the input cuts, the input filter. This is medium verb. This is small verb. And remember, the project will be available for you guys, so you're going to have all these settings as well, which is nice. My long verb usually 12, 13 seconds. You know, you can, of course, it's not always, but I like to like set it sort of like similar in a way that I get the results that I usually really like. Then we have delay 1. Usually going to make one as well with my friend, the Echo. It's an amazing tool. The Echo, also again, I got a lot of low end for my effects, because if you leave too much low end in your effects, you're going to get a really full kind of low end, which is sometimes a little bit too much, you know. Let's see if we can get a clap from the 505. Maybe that works. Let's see. That's cool. Oh, yeah, perfect. That's nice. I'll call this clap. Nice. Give it some vibe with the reverb. Set the levels a little bit, you know. Good. Very nice. We got some flow going on. Let's do some fast hi-hats also. Maybe we can add like a little short hat from the 808. You know, and I like this swing. I have the swing 16 here on my groove pool. This is the one, the swing 16. Let's add it in. That's nice. Maybe here. That's cool. And then maybe make it. That's maybe nice. So give it a little funk. Maybe here add some more. That's cool. So now we have like a really nice groove there. And then for the last one, we're going to add one more, you know, because drummers also do this. The last bar, you can usually put a little bit more notes in, you know, and also like halfway the bar. It's nice to get this sort of like, you know, let's call this closed hat. So now we have like a cool thing going on. My clap's always yellow. I'm going to make it look like all of my projects. For those who know me, these are my colors. Oh, this should be green. And then bam, quickly, both. I put all the drums in a drum group, and I make that blue. And all the kick will go together with the bass, which we're gonna work on next. You know, now it's time to add maybe some bass. My bass is always brown. I love brown for the bass. Brown bass. perfect. Boom, boom. Here we go. Oh, on my main, I like to actually this. Yeah, people call me crazy. Maybe I love to make music through like the parallel punchy dance. Master punchy dance is nice. The master white warm is nice. It's just the fact that it's a limiter that's nice. Makes it sound a little bit more. It's nice. Let's get that going. Okay, so for the bass, let's see. There's one, really nice bass. If you look for a little bit more acoustic, this one. This one is really, really cool. Let's see if we can make a little bass line from. That's pretty cool. Maybe you do. Now it's nice to work with the different velocities where you get like a little bit more variations in the bass. Let's make this longer. It's maybe not the one. Maybe this one. Let's see. No, maybe not. Maybe only this one. Let's see what happens. That's pretty cool. Let's see what we can do on the device. Maybe a different key. Okay, so this is E. Let's go for E minor. I think that's pretty cool to say that we're gonna go E. And usually when you select this, like in this one, you can also set it here. But now when I click on a different clip, it's gonna change back to C major. I find it very annoying. So I always select all the clips and I said, okay, C minor, or E minor. All right, bass. And maybe we can actually look for something. If we look for bass, we can look for something subby. This one. Let's see this. We add this in. Because there's a space, right? So if we would, there's like. That's nice. I like that. Maybe we can do also like. Or we can keep it all E, or I'm playing a B here, which is the fifth of the E scale, which is might be nice for variation. Let's see. Let's just record something. Press record, press play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that didn't work. The long one, I don't like the long one, but the first two were really nice. Maybe one here. Maybe it could be here in front. Or maybe it could be here. No, maybe it could be here. this is not yet where I want it. No, maybe there. Or maybe it's here. Ah, there it is. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna put this on the grid. Why am I putting this on the grid? You think like, no, but you gotta keep your natural how you played it. You're right, but I use this swing, so I'm gonna use the swing of that thing, and it sounds perfect. Let's go. Cool. Let's consolidate this. Command J. Whoop. Select multiple clips. Press Command J. So this is the sub. Sub. Yeah. And the sub's going to be brown as well. Boom. You know, and I think the key of like making music is just keep going. Just get your ideas in. Just have fun playing around. Group those guys. Kick and bass. And that's cool. Very nice. Also, what I like on my master is a little filter. This comes obviously before the last chain. When I'm making music, I'm not really mixing when I make music, but sometimes I like to Command K or key and just assign this auto filter to my Q, my letter Q. So now if I play the track, I can see how it feels when I drop this thing in. Usually I put these guys in 0. That's very nice. Okay, so the sub is a little bit loud. We're going to take that a little bit down. Let's see here. You see it's like -10 while the kick's even louder than the kick, so let's put that down. Bass also. Cool. Close hi-hat, a little bit softer. Cool. Nice. That's cool. So this is for me usually the time that I'm going to say, okay, Shift Command, Shift click, and Command Shift D. It's like to duplicate the time. I love to do that. So then I make it like 64, right? So now we have like 30 seconds of music. And that's when I'm going to add like more musical elements. I'm going to make a new MIDI track, drag it out, make it like a little bit pinkish, purplish. I love that. You know, for the musical elements are really nice. So music elements, you can think of, okay, we're going to add some pads. We're going to add some chords. Chords are basically the same as stabs, or chord stabs. Whatever you like to add, you know, you can say, okay, lead, whatever musical elements you have. And these obviously go in a group, and it's going to be music, right? That's really chill. Music, there we go. And we're going to add one more, which could be like ARP, right? So you have a bunch of options. And as it's an Ableton Stock thing only, I'm just going to use Ableton Stock for this, you know. Also in the music, we can use Perc. So for the Perc, I can actually go back to drums and say, if I hear something cool, like a nice tick or a click or something, and you know, sometimes in the weirdest places you hear something, you can get, okay, here's this one. Ooh, here, the low chop. And then here, maybe, there you go. Oh, I think it should be here. Right? And then maybe. Alright, that's pretty cool. That could be something that goes on. Let's see. That's cool. I think it's... I think it's nicer like this. Yeah, let's keep that there. Like it's so. Okay, that's the perk. Bum, bum, bum. And we can also do that. We can duplicate that. I can say, okay, that perk. Boom. Delete that guy. Joe. And we're going to find here. See if we have more. Maybe some dancehall, guys. Let's try some dancehall kit. Why not? You know, sometimes the weirdest stuff really works, you know. Let's see. Oh. That's maybe a nice little... But that's maybe too much. So we're going to go maybe here. Right, you can do these call and respond things. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this, but it's cool. Okay, this is not it, but it's cool to play around with. Featuring Pete. Let's see what Pete has to offer.
Check it out.
Oh. Okay, we captured that. Let's see what happens if we Command A, Shift Command U, 16s, boom. All right, that could be something. Let's put that in. Bum, 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 bum. Make it one. Command J, maybe should have done that earlier. Make it a different blue. So we can tell the difference between our clips. Bam, there we go. So we got like a nice little loop going on already. Now let's get to some sounds. Let's add some pads. So maybe if I go to sounds, I stop looking for sub. I look for maybe for a pad, you know, and maybe I'm looking for something. Let's see what we have. Oh, that could be cool. Let's see if this works. And then maybe display, you know. Try that idea. So let's go. One, two, three. That should be it, you know? Bum, boom, da, boom, boom. Okay, these two are perfect. So let's keep that in. So you know, I'm not sure yet about to keep it. Whatever. I thought like maybe I can give it an answer with some chord steps. So we go chords. Okay, now we're gonna look for something like, let's say, piano keys, maybe some chords. You know, see what that does. Here, look, we got loads chord deeps. So these are go to chords. Then we got. Oh my God, my friends, these are. There's so much cool stuff. Oh, hardcore sidechain. Let's use it. Okay, and more chords. Okay, so we have. You know, and like music is mostly sound selection. Oh, this one also. I want to have them all. That's maybe nice. But then it's do. We need to make sure that it fits. But anyway, that's really good. So yeah, you know, music is lots of sound selection. There's so many cool stuff. So much cool stuff in Ableton. I'm quickly having a coffee, guys. Oh. Remember, you can right-click, save them in one of your collections, right? So anything you like, you go, ooh, I want to use this, bam, you put it in. Oh. It could be bam, you put it in. All right, so that's all pretty cool. Let's see what we have. I'm not sure about these pads, so let's delete those pads. I like that. Let's capture that. That one is nice. Let's take that one and use that one as the maybe longer. Let's make it one. I like that. That's cool. Okay, let's see what we have. That would be nice. That's cool. I think that's nice to make like a little call and response with those chords, you know. And I'm playing the E, right? Okay, let's see what we have more. Oh, yes. So this is pretty tricky because it's like you want to like select all, Command U, and put them on the beat, but right, then it doesn't sound the same. So maybe if we consolidate those and we select all and we do like a little bit. This one could work. Let's see how this one works. Oh, I'm zooming in, zooming out. Command Z. This guy works really nice. Let's see how this works if we listen to it twice. I think it's actually cool to have all these variations. Right, one little slip. This one is a little bit longer, so this one slips out like. Whoa. Good. So that's cool. That's actually pretty nice. Let's see if we can add some pads to it, which are continuous, you know. This could work. Let's see. No. Could be cool. So that's one option. Let's duplicate that. Let me just. I want to delete this take lane thing. Delete. This could be cool, but I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Let's see what this does. No. Too epic. This could be cool. So I can either play a chord or just play like a fifth. Make it a little bit more tense. Let's keep it at this. I'm just going to make this pad like in the background. So 1, 2, 3. Right, and then we have like that little swing in the end. We duplicate it. Whoop. Cool. All right, so that's a cool idea. I'll put some reverb on it. It has a little space in it, but I'd like some more. So now, we have quite a cool groove. I think this is pretty neat. Now, I think maybe some more, like we need some effect sounds, you know. Let's do like a MIDI track. I'm not going to use any audio samples. I'm just using only Ableton Stock MIDIs, you know. So we're going to do effects. I think that's cool. Sometimes, you know, in these drums, and you get like a nice drum kit, you'll find a lot of these effect sounds. Like for instance here with this, we have this techno kit. Let's see what it has. And you can just play it with your track. So this could be just one little hit. Send it to a delay. Right? Or give it a delay. Maybe that's better in this case. It's like sort of right cymbal guy. You know, effect. Boom. Let's also group it. So it's in the effects group. And usually make my effects a little bit gray. Boom. Boom. All right. So that's cool. And we'll add a little delay to it. Let's not send it to the delay. Let's take a little... we do take the echo, but we're gonna. That's cool. So that's a little extra effect sound. see if it works. See if I can. I think that's maybe nicer. Yeah, it works better. It makes it nicer. Sit just a little bit nicer in the groove. And that's it. You know, you need to like find sounds that go well together, but also patterns that sound well together. So without using any EQ, and I know, you know, this is all. There's a lot of stuff in the same range. If you solo it with the bass, oh, there's a lot of stuff going on which is masked. But if you listen to everything, it already has some vibe. And if you think like, oh no, I find this annoying, I can't really work like this, Camiel, what are you doing? You can look like wherever your kick and bass are like double. You know, which is not really happening a lot. Not on this one, but with the sub, maybe the sub also not. That's so cool. I'm such a clever guy. So nowhere is the kick actually doing the same thing as the bass, or is overlapping. So basically, and that's one of the oldest trick in the books, my friends. If your kick and bass are never really in the way of each other, you don't really need to sidechain them. Maybe if there's a little, no, I don't think there's any. So there's the bass stops when it stops, so it's never overlapping with the kick, which makes it sound pretty full, you know. So now for more vibe, we can say, okay, I'm going to add a compressor to this pad, sidechain it to the kick. I'll give it a little bit. I don't like too much, but it will give a little bit of movement. Same thing to the womp womp. Maybe this also. You know, later I can automate all these filter cutoffs when I start to arrange the track. So this was basically the first bit. Now we're gonna arrange the track, you know, and this is where the YouTube video stops. It's been a bit longer, so you had a nice 43 minutes of learning how to create something from scratch. I hope this helps. If you want to buy the video, the full version is going to be available on the website. So the next part, I'm going to do the arrangement to make it into a basic arrangement, will be on the website. So you can see how I take a loop like this into like a full arrangement. So again, if you like what I do, just either get some of my courses or sample packs on the website, join my Patreon community on patreon.com/lessonsinlife. And or just get the video on the website. I hope you enjoyed. So all the YouTubers, see you later. And now we're going to continue with the arrangement.